Let's write and perform a comedy routine that is a conversation between two people. The first person takes on the role of the teacher, and the second person takes on the role of the comic. The teacher shares a little content, and then the comic responds with a statement that twists what the teacher said. Then the teacher shares a little more content, and the comic says another twist, so on and so forth. Essentially, the teacher does the setup, and the comic provides the punchline. Did you hear that a few days ago NASA successfully landed in sight on Mars?
Mars is in sight?
Oh, no. Mars is over like 300 million miles away. The name of the spacecraft is in sight.
Where? I don't see it.
See what?
The name of the spacecraft.
It's in sight. Like his name is Ben, the spacecraft's name is in sight.
Oh, I get it. Wait, who's Ben?
Here's an example of how we can put something like this together. First, we start with some content, like the number pi. So here's the information the teacher will be sharing about pi. There is a Pi Day that happens every year. March 14th, or 314, is the annual celebration of the number pi. Pi is the ratio of a circle's circumference to its diameter. When calculated for all circles, this ratio ends up being 3.1415926, etc. Now, let's split the content into three pieces. Of course, you can divide the content into as many pieces as you would like, but 3 is a good number for a joke like this. It will give us 3 setups and 3 punchlines, and will make for a good conversation. So let's split the content like this. 1. There is a Pi Day that happens every year. 2. March 14th, or 314, is the annual celebration of the number pi. And 3. Pi is the ratio of a circle's circumference to its diameter. When calculated for all circles, this ratio ends up being 3.1415926, etc. Now we want to brainstorm and make a list. So when looking at each piece, think of ways that the content could be twisted by creating a misunderstanding or by creating a new understanding. There are no bad ideas in the brainstorming phase. Write them all down. Here we go. 1. There is a Pi Day that happens every year. Ask yourself, how can we twist this information? All right. You mean pie the food? There's a Pi Day. I guess there's a day for everything. Slices of pie, baking pies, ovens, or pie flavors, apple, cherry, chocolate. Pie is okay, but I like brownies. Since there's a Pi Day, is there also a cake day? You see, the word pie is misunderstood. The teacher means pi the number, and the comic means pie the food. 2. March 14th, or 314, is the annual celebration of the number pi. All right, ask yourself, how could we twist this information? You can eat 314 pies? Is it a celebration of the number of pies you can eat? Why do people need to wait all year to celebrate eating pie? I can eat 20 brownies, people should celebrate that. All right, the comic is misunderstanding, hearing the information incorrectly by continuing to think that the teacher is talking about pie the food. And 3, pi is the ratio of a circle's circumference to its diameter. When calculated for all circles, this ratio ends up being 3.1415926, etc. Ask yourself, how could we twist this information? Let's start with some wordplay. Circumference. People are confused by Pi Day all around the world. Some more wordplay. Diameter. This confusion is happening across the globe. Those are okay, but if we look up the number pi, we find out that pi is an irrational number, meaning it does not terminate or repeat. It makes me irrational and crazy when I hear someone read the number pi, 3.1415926, blah, 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 because it never ends or repeats. See, I'm creating a new understanding by relating pi to my life. Hearing lots of numbers makes me irrational, while also using the word irrational in 2 different ways, as a number and as a feeling. Now we want to transform this information into a conversation between the teacher and the comic. So we take each piece of content and make it conversational. Then we pick the best twist from our list and make it fit. Here's how it might play out. We can change "there is a pie day that happens every year" to make it more conversational. How about "I'm so excited it's pie day"? Now we go to our list and pick a punchline. I think the best misunderstanding is "pie is okay, but I like brownies." We can change it a little to make it fit into the conversation. Something like, "Yeah, I'm more of a brownie person myself." And that's our punchline. On to the next setup. March 14th, or 314, is the annual celebration of the number pi. We can change it to better fit into this conversation. At this point, the teacher realizes that the comic is thinking of pi the food, not pi the number. So we can change it to, "No, March 14th is the celebration of the number." Now we go to our list and pick the best punchline. Here's my favorite misunderstanding. It is a celebration of the number of pies you can eat, and we can shorten it a bit if we want. How about "the number of pies you can eat"? Okay, next setup. Pi is the ratio of a circle's circumference to its diameter. When calculated for all circles, this ratio ends up being 3.1415926, etc. Let's adjust this to fit into the conversation. The teacher realizes that the comic still misunderstands, so we can change it to, "Dude, I'm not talking about pi the food. I'm talking about the ratio of a circle's circumference to its diameter. 3.1415926. Back to our list for a good punchline. I think the best one is "the new understanding." It makes me irrational and crazy when I hear someone read the number pi, 3.1415926, blah, 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 because it never ends or repeats. Let's adjust this to fit into the conversation. The comic can interrupt the teacher when she is reading the number pi and say, "Blah, blah, blah. Sorry, when someone starts rattling off endless numbers that don't repeat, I feel really irrational." And that's the end of our content and punchline list. But we can extend this conversation just a little to make it extra funny, because now the teacher can be the one who misunderstands when she thinks that the comic gets that pi is an irrational number, a number that does not terminate or repeat. But the comic clearly does not get it. So the teacher can say, "Exactly, you get it." And the comic can respond, "Huh?" Clearly showing the continued misunderstanding. All right, here's what we have. "I'm so excited it's pie day. Yeah, I'm more of a brownie person myself. No, March 14th is the celebration of the number. The number of pies you can eat? Dude, I'm not talking about pie the food. I'm talking about the ratio of a circle's circumference to its diameter. 3.1415926, blah, blah, blah. Sorry, when someone starts rattling off endless numbers that don't repeat, I feel really irrational." Exactly, you get it. Huh? That's pretty good. Now I want to practice this routine with my partner and find places where we can add dramatic elements. So here's what it might look like.
I'm so excited it's pie day.
I'm more of a brownie person myself.
No, March 14th is a celebration of the number.
The number of pies you can eat?
Dude, I'm not talking about pie the food. I'm talking about the ratio of a circle's circumference to its diameter. 3.14159.
Blah, 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 blah. Sorry. When someone starts rattling off endless numbers that don't repeat, I feel really irrational.
Exactly, you get it.
Huh?